Hi all, in this video I want to look at some of the options for customizing our theme on our website. So to get going, you'll see I'm in my dashboard. Obviously I have the front end of my website here and the back end here. And you'll notice I already started customizing it a little bit. So I put my name, Todd Turner, PhD, professional portfolio, and we'll see some other options as we go forward. So I have the front option open here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, I'm going to go to Appearance, and instead of choosing Themes, I'm going to choose Customize. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to open a second workspace for me. So first off, you'll see that I have a preview of my website in this panel, and over here I have some additional options in this panel. Now, one of the things that catches my attention right away is I notice down here on the left it says Upgrade to Kaima Premium. What that tells me is that there are certain options that I'm not going to be able to customize unless I upgrade. So I need to keep that in mind as I go forward. Next, what I started to notice are these blue buttons that appear right here throughout my website, right? And so what's nice about these blue buttons is I can just click them and it'll let me change my text right there. So first off, if I want to change this from professional portfolio, I'm just going to click the blue button. It pulls up the slot where this information is, right? So perhaps I don't want to list my PhD there and I want to change it to professional portfolio website. I can do that by just typing in these boxes. And you'll see that it changes it right here in real time. Now you'll notice, even though it changes it here, on my website, it hasn't changed it. So in order to change it there, I need to hit publish, and then I get published, and then I just need to refresh here, and I see the change. All right, so that's good and well. And so as I move forward, I'm going to go back out of here, and I can scroll down and change other instances, what we provide. So maybe I want to change that, and I can click here and I can change this from what we provide to services I offer, perhaps. And again, I can see that up there. I don't really love services I offer, it's just an example, but I'm going to hit publish and I'm going to refresh and I can see that services I offer. So what you can do here is you can start to move through and just start to click on some of the different blue buttons on your site. Now, something to consider is when you change certain text, you'll notice that it actually changes the boxes or the amount of spaces in the website. So for example, I have quick right here, retina ready right here, multi-layout right here. You'll notice quick is smaller than retina ready and the other ones. That's because I changed the text. So let me show you that again as an example. So if I were to change multi-layout, I'm going to click the button, and where it says multi-layout, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put work portfolio maybe as my example, right? So portfolio, and you'll see that that changes there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all this space holder text, and I hit delete. You'll see it's all gone. So if I would just want it to be work portfolio, I don't have to put any text there. You'll notice that it shrinked up, right? So what I can do then, in addition, is I can add some text there. Here is a sampling of my past achievements, perhaps, right? Period. And so then what I do is I hit publish, and then I can come over here, I can hit refresh, and you'll see that it actually changed. Now, something else you'll notice is that this is on 2 lines, this is on 2 lines, this is on 3 lines, and obviously this is on 3 lines. So as we move through this, what I'm suggesting here is that a way for you to ensure that these boxes are the same size is make sure that roughly the same amount of text is in each box, and that will help ensure that they're the same size. All right, so let's move forward and look at some additional options. Next, what you'll see is that we have this read more option right here. And if we were to click this read more option on the website, we would expect it to take us somewhere. But before we can expect this to take us somewhere, if we want this to be linked, what we need to do is we need to actually build the link into our website. So what we would do here is we would find service link number 3. This is 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So we have 2 and we have 1 above it. So we're working on 3. And let's just put an example link in there. So I'm just going to put www.unc.edu. I'm going to hit publish real quick. I'm going to refresh this real quick. And so in theory, if this is going to work, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click this. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually right-click this so it's open in a new tab. And there we have the University of North Carolina's website because that's what I've put here. Now, interestingly, if I wanted this to actually connect with my portfolio, one of the things I could do is I went ahead and we've already talked about menus. So I built my portfolio page. So I'm just going to click it and it's going to take me right here. And I'm going to grab that URL and I'm going to come back here and I'm just going to click there instead. I'm going to hit publish and it'll publish. And then I'm going to go back to my home page. And in theory, if I were to click here, it's actually going to link right into my own website where my portfolio will go in the future. So one of the things that I'm suggesting is as you create these links and you think about what's actually going to be here, you want it to link back to your website or potentially other websites, but be purposeful about that. All right. At this point, what I want to do is I want to cover some additional features that you can find in this menu over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the back button and let's just talk about each one of these different options very quickly and go through them. So a couple quick reminders. First off is if you have a button like this, it means that you don't have the premium site, so some functionalities you'll be limited on. So for example, I can't really change these images. And so I would actually need to choose a different theme that would allow me to do that. So if you find yourself in this situation, what you would do is you would go back and you would choose a different theme and you could go back the way we did earlier, or you can just hit change and you can look at the ones you've already installed, or if you want to check out all the WordPress themes, you can kind of hit that button and it'll load. And when you find a theme that speaks to you, I'm just going to use this one as an example. You can click install and preview and it's going to say downloading your new theme. And once you see the preview and you're like, okay, that makes sense to me. All right, I don't really love this theme, but I'm just using it as an example. You can go ahead and hit change and it'll actually change your theme for you. So once it's changed, you can then hit customize and you're right there. Okay? So I'm going to go back to the theme we've been working on. Though I know I'm going to have to change it in the future, and I'm just going to go and I'm back in it and now I'm going to hit change. Something to keep in mind as you're doing this, you'll actually have all the pages and posts will just be converted over into your new theme. So that's kind of nice, but you might have to tinker with them a little bit. All right, so going on, the second thing is going into these general settings. Each one of these has different options. For the purposes of the rest of this video, we're just going to highlight a couple of them quickly. So we're going to hit the general settings, and you can see that it opens up additional options for me. So if we were to click the home page color, we can just choose and play around with it. So we can go default. This is what it looked like originally. We can go orange, and we can go with this last option. I kind of like the orange the best, so I'm going to keep it as that. And remember, we need to save it by hitting publish. And once it's published, we go back. Don't hit the X, that takes you all the way back to the big dashboard, just the back arrow. We have some toolbar options. So with this one, it allows me to change this content up here. So with this one, I can just change my email. So maybe I want to change it to my personal email. So there I am at email.com, right? Or maybe I just want to leave it as my professional email. And you'll notice as I update it, it changes it. All right, so I already went ahead and customized my phone number in there. And again, there's nothing wrong if you want to change colors. So select color, and I can change it to whatever color I want, right? Just dragging it around. Maybe for some odd reason I like that color, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. And I can just scroll down. If I want to hide the option, I can just click the option there, and you can see the text goes away. I kind of like the text there, so I'm going to leave it there. And then over here I have my enable social icons. So you can see I have some different options right here. I can obviously turn them off, or I can turn them back on. One thing you'll want to notice here is that we have URLs, right? So if you haven't played with it yet, you probably have the number sign or the hashtag sign. And if you want to put in a specific link, right, you would actually, or connection to your social media page, you'd actually have to put in the link. So for example, I put in this link, which is the Mighty page. So if I come up here and I go ahead and click this, I'm just going to do open link in new tab. You'll see that it connects with the Mighty page, which is nice. At this point, what I want you to do is I want you to kind of work your way through the different options you have here. And remember, depending upon your theme, will inform what the options are, and start playing around with it. See what you can customize, see what you can't customize, and if you're not happy with your theme, this is the last good chance you have to actually go and change your theme or select a new theme that you might think is better. And remember, just because you're changing a theme, typically it will import the information you need into your theme that you already have on your website. All right, again, go ahead, play around with these different options. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, shoot me an email, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the work you've been doing. All right, cheers.